ABBA is one of the most phenomenal bands of all time, and fans have been obsessed with the band and everything they owned ever since they stepped in the music industry. Well, here's a tour inside the ABBA house. Number 4. Liedingo. Whether or not you belong to the era when ABBA rose to popularity, you must have heard about ABBA at some point in your life, and might even be familiar with some of their most popular hits. Becoming a global sensation within no time, let's take a look at the lifestyle of these ABBA singers. All the ABBA members used to live on the island of Liedingo from the mid-70s up to the 80s, and if you stroll around Liedingo, you are bound to come across some of the houses that were formerly owned by some of the ABBA members. Agnetha Fältskog and Björn Ulvaeus moved around a lot and owned quite a few houses in Liedingo. The two bought a total of 3 houses together, and the second house that they had moved into was the most popularly known house. With its double garage and fenced lawn, the house definitely stands out on the street and is pretty easy to spot if you're in Liedingo. There is also a meadow near the houses where the ABBA members lived, and if you have seen the music video of their song, Knowing Me, Knowing You, then you will probably be able to tell that this is the same meadow as the one in the video. Well, before we get into more details about what the ABBA house looks like from the inside, if you're liking our content so far, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. If you want to stay updated with news about your favorite celebrities, make sure you subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification button so you can get notified every time we post a new video. Number 3. Agnetha Fältskog and Björn Ulvaeus' house. Well, since we've already mentioned the house of Agnetha Fältskog and Björn Ulvaeus, let's just take a look at their house first before we jump into exploring the houses of the other ABBA members. The duo bought a total of 3 houses, and while the first house was not that popular, the second house was pretty popular and is pretty easy to spot. However, the first and third house are a little tricky to find, but if you walk around the island of Liedingo for long enough, you will be able to find their houses. All the houses that the duo lived in were not massive or luxury mansions, but were pretty decent homes that align with the band members' fine taste. From grand pianos to exquisite furniture, these houses had quite a lot to offer. In fact, the third house, while there are no pictures of the house's interior, was also used in the filming of ABBA's music videos. If you've seen the music video for In the Game, then you might be able to recognize it as the interior of their third house. The big window featured in the music video is the same iconic window from their third house. Well, we've got to hand it to ABBA for making filmmaking efficient and economic. Apart from shooting within their comfort zone and saving up quite a huge ton of money, this strategy opted by ABBA definitely gave fans a sneak peek inside the lives of their favorite pop stars. Number 2. Benny and Frida's Pink Villa. Out of all the ABBA members, it's not news that Annie Frida is the richest of them all. From being married to a prince and becoming royalty, to living in a grand mansion with her fellow band member Benny, it seems like this ABBA member has a fondness for the finer things in life. The mansion, apart from being absolutely stunning, is located in a way that seems like it is literally embedded in nature. Surrounded by beautiful trees and lush greenery on all sides, this grand mansion is pretty easy to spot. Just by hearing the name of this grand mansion, you might be assuming that we're referring to some massive pink-colored mansion, but in reality, the house's exterior and interior are not pink. The house has a grand entrance with a spiral staircase in front, which adds an even more exquisite touch to the house. The house was a pretty popular spot amongst the ABBA members, and quite a few photographs of the ABBA members were taken in this house, especially on this grand staircase. The basement of the house was converted and used as a recording studio, where the band was able to record a lot of demos for their songs. Then you might have a better idea about the interior of the house, since the movie was shot inside this mansion. Number 1. Benny and Frida's apartment. Apart from owning the Pink Villa, Benny and Frida also owned an apartment in Stockholm. The duo lived in apartment number 21, which was spread over a total of 2 floors, and if you wish to enter their apartment, you would have to climb a total of 99 stairs. All the commercials that ABBA shot for National Electronics were shot in this house, and the band would sit in the garden next to the house every time they needed a break from shooting. While it's difficult to predict what the interior of the houses of the ABBA members looked like, there's no doubt that the interior was as stunning as the exterior. The lack of photographs from the interior of their home makes it difficult to take a look at what their lives looked like back in the days when ABBA was formed. But at least now we know where the ABBA members made some of their most treasured memories. Have you ever come across any of these homes? Let us know in the comments.